This is the Dallas Morning News. It's Monday, April 6th, shaping up to be a great day weather-wise in the DFW area with sunny skies and a pleasant high of 75, clear this evening with a low of 53. Here are today's headlines. Dallas Mavericks head coach Jason Kidd does not usually speak to the media following home shoot-arounds, but he used the opportunity Friday to address a recent comment by Mavericks minority owner Mark Cuban on the latest Intersections podcast. In that interview, Cuban said Kidd was involved in trading Luka Doncic with former Mavericks general manager Nico Harrison. Kidd first responded to the comments Tuesday on the team's trip to Milwaukee, telling the Dallas Morning News about the need to move on from the controversial trade for Anthony Davis that occurred in the wee hours of February 1st, 2025. Kidd doubled down on his position Friday, saying he was not part of the process and was informed at the 11th hour. Kidd has distanced himself from the trade since his joint news conference with Harrison last February. Cuban spoke about the trade on the latest episode of the Intersections podcast, intimating that Kidd and Harrison's long-standing relationship with Davis was a factor for trading Doncic, who's an MVP candidate in his first full season with the Los Angeles Lakers. The minority owner also revealed his regret for selling the franchise to Miriam Adelson and Patrick Dumont, who serves as the team's governor. Now, if you'd like to listen to that podcast, you can scroll down the Dallas Morning News podcast feed here. It was published last week on the 31st. In other news, developers aim to build a roughly $300 million mixed-use tower with mixed-income apartments along McKinney Avenue in Uptown. Dallas-based firms Sycamore Development and Stratega Capital plan to build a more than 30-story, 398-unit high-rise at 3300 McKinney Avenue. The 376-foot tower is expected to be just under 600,000 square feet. The firms will spend roughly $250 million to $300 million to build the skyscraper, according to Sycamore's consultant on the project. The residential portion of the project features 273 market-rate units and 125 mixed-income apartments. Nearly all of the 63 affordable units will be for residents making around 80% of the area's median income. Plans for the project will be presented to the Oak Lawn Committee on Tuesday, April 7th. Support for the committee is not required, but it is a critical step that shapes projects and informs decision-makers ahead of City Plan Commission and City Council review. Next up, humans are returning to the moon for the first time in more than 50 years, and some local companies are helping get us there. As a hub for aerospace and defense, it's no surprise that the Dallas-Fort Worth area left its fingerprints on NASA's Artemis II mission, a 10-day flyby that took off Wednesday. But the area's impact spans industries. Companies such as ATI Inc., an aerospace and defense components manufacturer based in Dallas, provided multiple specialized components used in the Space Launch System rocket. Dallas's telecommunications giant AT&T helped provide network connectivity to the Artemis II mission. Jacobs is a wide-ranging provider of technical professional services, including engineering, architecture, and construction, headquartered in Dallas. Jacobs has been a major partner in the Artemis moon missions, beginning with the unmanned Artemis I. And Grand Prairie-based Airbus Helicopters supplied the Kennedy Space Center with 2 new H-135 helicopters intended to support various space programs, including the Artemis missions. And the discussions that followed the Texas Rangers' sweep-clinching loss Sunday to Cincinnati included an offense that fell short with runners on base and a ballpark that seemed to swallow fly balls alive. The Rangers lost 2-1 at Globe Life Field despite 5 innings of 1-run ball and a 9-strikeout performance from right-handed pitcher Jack Leiter. They hit balls hard but finished 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. Globe Life Field had the third lowest park factor league-wide last season, per Baseball Savant, which classifies it as a pitcher's paradise. It contributed to a team-wide 66-point drop in on-base plus slugging percentage from the road to home, and in the offseason, Rangers executives acknowledged the issue but did not plan to make any overcorrections. DH Jock Peterson said, "I think we hit some balls hard in this ballpark that would be hits elsewhere. But this is our field, and we've got to find a way to manufacture runs." Thanks for listening. For more on today's stories and the latest breaking news, visit dallasnews.com. Enjoy your day. I'll be back tomorrow with more from the Dallas Morning News.